So, when we last left the planet, Samsa 6, you all had been sent down to investigate the lack of communication from a terraforming station, which included Greta Base and the Heron Terraforming Colony. Upon arriving, it quickly became apparent that this was more than a simple communications problem. And so, you began to investigate Greta Base. Your objectives, just a reminder, that were given to you by the company were 1, to rendezvous with a particular Marine whom you've already since found dead. To evacuate or to reestablish the communications network, the satellite relay as well, and in worst case scenario, to evacuate the project lead here, Dr. Edom, and the android stationed here, Hinton, or at least its memory core. You found in Greta Base several dead colonists. Many of them were covered in these paper cuts. You all split up, working to reestablish the communication network and investigating the garage. When the communication network was reestablished and you turned it on, it played this high-pitched screeching sound that disoriented all of you, but some of you for longer. And those of you who failed that save have since become partially covered in those same paper cuts across your body. You all also found a Marine, well, actually 2 Marines in the garage. One who was relentlessly digging that you confronted and managed to drive off with a clever use of C4. And also one in an APC, an armored personnel carrier, covered in those same paper cuts and speaking about the hive and wanting to return. You all knocked him unconscious, took the live grenade from his hand, threw it out the garage door, and returned with this subdued Marine to the medical bay. While you were there, you began to discuss what to do. And while you were discussing, whatever was inside this Marine took that opportunity to emerge. You all unloaded several rounds into this thing, only for it to ting, 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 off the hardened carapace on the long legs of this arachnid-style creature. And when we left, you all went tearing through the hall, jumping into the APC, which was running, Holliway bleeding from a huge gash across his chest, and tore out of the garage door into the jungle and into the rain. And that is where we pick up.
We're being chased by this thing, right?
Last you saw, it was still pursuing Wiz, as Wiz came running into the APC last.
You're clopping outside. It's stabbing into the ground, chasing after us.
Do we know if it was chasing us, Warden? Or, because I know we epic hero scene, jump out or crash through the thing.
So last you saw, Wiz, it was pursuing you. But as soon as you got onto the APC, you shut the door. Haven't seen it since. That said, who is currently up front with Holliway?
Probably me. I was one of the first ones out here.
So, first, Holliway, you are... So, the scene that we see is Reese and Holliway up front. The rain here is coming down in absolute sheets. It is pitch black outside, and you are driving along a muddy, roughshod path. The nav system in front of you indicates that is directing you to the Heron Base, which, at your current speed, should be there in about 13 minutes. You can see occasionally as the trees to your left thin out, there is a overflowing, heavily gushing river that this road is driving right alongside. And eventually on the left, the trees clear away entirely, and you see this engorged river that's threatening to flood. And on the right side is just heavy, dense jungle. And as this is happening, Holliway, you're starting to get a little dizzy.
And Reese, you're gonna notice that the vehicle is starting to slow down, and Holliway turns to you, and you can see his eyes are like losing focus, and he's and he passes out.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
And falls out of the driver's seat and hits the bottom of the car.
Reese, make me a speed check.
Oh, God. Nope.
No?
No way.
The APC starts to swerve towards the riverbank. So first of all, you take a stress point for failing. And as Holliway starts to pass out, you jump into the driver's seat and manage to slam the brakes before the APC goes entirely off the road, but the front driver's side tire hangs precariously over the riverbank, with the river just inches below it.
Lovely.
The rest of you feel this as the APC.
There might be a problem. Anybody want to come help? And at this point, Reese is focusing on trying to drive and get us back up onto the road and not necessarily Holliway.
That makes sense.
We can't all survive if we all go over a cliff.
Androids stick together. What do you need?
I think he's dying.
This is not a computer situation. Does anybody? I like rip my sleeve and I just like put it against his wound.
Okay.
Can I
bandages?
Yeah, can I start searching for a med kit somewhere in this APC?
One.
Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna fade back into the background.
Reese literally just takes it and just like trying to drive and just holds that out to the tweaker. This is the one med kit that was on my person.
Wiz shakingly grabs it. Is it Doc? Please, Doc. I know stims. I don't know med kits. He's bleeding. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. Doc. And he's just gonna be a little stuttering mess. And like tearing open the box all wrong.
I got this. Give me it. Rip it open and start applying it.
Okay. Could you please make me an intellect check?
While he's doing that, I say, "Aren't you a zoologist?"
I'm a doctor, damn it!
And just a reminder, anytime I call for a stat roll, if there is a skill that you have that you think is relevant, let me know so that we can add that in.
if we go to reconnect blood vessels and whatnot,
Blood wires.
veins,
Blood
do they
wires.
become like wires for a computer?
God. I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Yes, I got a 4.
A 4. Incredible. So, you quickly, like, rip his shirt open, see the extent of this wound across the chest, and it is bad. That's going to need more medical treatment later. You can't do anything right now for the long-term effects that may have on him, but you manage to wrap it and stop the bleeding.
Can I just blast my foam gun into it?
Yes, absolutely. Sealing that up. Incredible. I will give you advantage on one roll of your choice for that.
All right, I'm going to roll a d20.
Wait, what are you rolling a d20 for?
Blasting the foam gun in. I'm
my
locked in.
You don't have to roll a d20 for that.
Okay.
Damage.
I didn't know if we were actually joking.
No, does not need to do damage. Absolutely not. But if you're using it to seal, yeah. So, you, using this foam, seal up the wound and then bandage and clean around it. You are no longer bleeding.
While they're doing that, can I be looking at Boss and his arm, trying to a less intensive wound to try to help him out?
Yeah. I would say that at the moment, the best you're going to be able to do is set it and add some type of... you could definitely use the foam gun to add a cast.
Oh no, I've got wires
after this
still
turn.
wrapped around it. So I'll walk up to him and be like, okay, and I got your arm. I want to try to set it, and then the extra wires that I said I wrapped around myself to try to stop the scratches and stuff. I want to try to use that to tourniquet his arm.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let him do it. Yeah, I know his heart's in the right place. I know he's trying to do some good here.
Oh, he's freaking the fuck out is what he's doing, but he's trying to help.
But you keep it focused, kid. That's what matters.
He's...
And I kind of yell over my shoulder, "Wake up, soldier boy! We ain't done yet."
Ah, fuck!
Warden, what am I rolling for this?
That you're not rolling.
Oh, I'm just...
This is purely... Not that I'm not saying purely narrative in a negative way. Narrative is wonderful. But in terms of mechanics, there's nothing you can do about this.
Your arm's done.
I mean, his arm's broken. You're not going to make it not broken. And even if you did something like use the foam for a cast, that's still disadvantage on manual tasks. So you splint it. Yeah, Doc?
For me, Dr. Dan Carpenter, after saving Holliway's life, I fall back, hit the wall, and just let out the biggest groan of relief. I did my job, but I am totally tunnel visioned. This is my aspect ratio.
And at that point, Reese, you said you were focusing on trying to get out of to get the APC back on the road. No roll necessary for that. You just have to reverse and start it going again.
Reverse and forward. I suck at driving.
So as you get the APC back onto the road, hearing all of this happen simultaneously behind you. There's the nav system. But as an additional feature of the nav system, there is a general, not as accurate as some that you've seen, motion tracker. And as you get back on the road, you notice to the right of the vehicle, in the jungle, boom, 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 these 4 blips that at first get left behind as the APC zooms off. But then they start to catch up.
If you all are done bleeding, we might have a problem.
Oh, wait. What? How many contacts?
4.
Oh, fuck. Armaments on this thing.
None.
It's an APC.
God forbid this would be a tank. Okay. Is there, is this a military vehicle?
Yes.
So, reason to believe there might be a hatch above?
Sure, absolutely. Now there is.
Yeah, and so, like, he cinches up, like, tighter, and, like, he arm bumps the mechanic as he's going by. He's like, fucking. I go through the little top hatch and what I would assume this personnel carrier is, and I'm gonna look with my SMG around. And what do I see outside the top of this car or a vehicle?
It is so hard to see anything. As you open this hatch, it is pouring rain and you are driving about 40 miles an hour. The wind and rain whipping right into your eyes, and it's pitch black outside, aside from the headlights of the APC streaking forward into the dark and the rain. But as you are out there and you raise your flashlight, you're casting this beam across onto the thick jungle trees, you aren't able to see anything concrete aside from occasionally limbs of trees moving and crashing in ways certainly not just caused by the rain.
All right, I'm gonna go back into the vehicle. I got nothing, guys. I don't.
Holliway ducks back down. Reese, you see on the tracker as one of the blips quickly takes a diagonal path straight towards the APC.
Did you close the damn hatch?
Of course, I'm not an idiot.
There is a huge impact as one of these things slams into the wall. I have to roll something.
Oh.
Okay. As you're asking this question, an impact from the right of the APC causes it to shake, its wheels lifting off the ground. There are sparks as lights go out, and pieces of vital electronics have gotten knocked loose from the sheer impact force of this. The vehicle is still functional, but it took heavy damage.
Back to the hatch. I'm now shooting at anything that moves.
Okay. You can go ahead. What is everyone else doing in this exact moment?
Wiz is just freaking. He's just catatonic, smoking a cigarette. There's nothing he could do with this situation.
Okay.
I am totally withdrawn. Literally, this is my tunnel vision right here.
Got it. So we got 2 people who are just shutting down.
Charles is trying to look out the window, see what's going on. Again, a little curious.
Okay. There's at the door that was raised up, used as a ramp. There's a just eye size slot that you can look through, and you see several shapes, and therefore so do you, Holliway, running along the exterior line of the jungle. The one that slammed into the APC is almost crab-like in its body composition and has this glossy, gleaming carapace. But the others that you see are differently shaped. One of them still has the central torso of a human and just has the legs that are coming out of the top of it and 3 coming out of the bottom. So it has 5 legs and 2 arms that are stretching as it is running and keeping up with the APC. Holliway, could I please go ahead and make me a combat roll and add anything relevant that you need? Jolly, I saw you were about to say something.
Yeah, so when it impacted to us a moment ago, did the heavy damage, did the lights actually come back on, or did they go out and they're out?
It's like half of the overhead lights are out, so it's just dimmer in here. You can still see.
Okay, so I'm going to start trying to scrounge around. Like, I know, got the busted arm. I'm just scrounging around this AP to look for anything that might be useful. I don't know, something that we could rig up, one-use bomb or some sort of supplies. We might be able to MacGyver some bullshit together and, help us out.
Okay, so you start scrambling, looking for anything that you might be able to jury-rig and just throw together. Anyone else doing anything?
So for the combat side of things, because I have to roll fear to do anything
Well,
combat,
you haven't done anything aggressive yet.
I use that as the urge to engage with the enemy.
Okay.
Aspect in this.
Cool.
But as soon as I see my boss start doing something mechanical and make a explodey device, that's gonna grab my focus, and I want to try to help him with that, since I've made one before.
Also, if a flamethrower could be made, that'd be great.
I mean,
you don't have the pieces for a flamethrower just lying around? What's wrong with you?
Weirdly, no.
I mean, it is raining outside, though, so how good would it be?
Gasoline can with that foam blaster.
But, Doc Carpenter?
Ooh.
I see Freeman, and I lock on. And I see what he's doing and follow. So I am there. I see what he's big picture doing, and I start grabbing stuff to hand to him.
Okay. I love it. Absolutely love it. What was that combat roll from?
Oh, I made it.
Okay. So you can roll me 2d10 damage with the knowledge that they have 30 armor points.
Yeah.
On average.
This is more for distraction than it is for actual
I love
damage.
that. I love that. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware beforehand what I was going to say after.
I'm assuming 00 is 10, so...
Yes, it is. Good roll.
So 13.
Good roll. And you, as you are out here just seeing these, you send a few shots at them, just trying to keep them back away from the APC. And you watch as the one with the 2 long crab-like arms stretched out of the torso turns and just runs to slam directly into the APC, impacting. I need to roll something.
If any of you smart guys have an idea, now would be the time.
Is there any way I can try evasive maneuvers anytime these things try to come at us?
You can make me a speed roll.
Nah, it's...
And again, if you have any relevant skills.
Yeah, let me make linguistics work for this.
Look, if you're a good enough bullshit artist.
No.
No? Okay.
Is the You said some of the mechanical stuff went out. Did the sensor go out that lets me see them?
No.
So I've got bonuses in computers and hacking.
Mm-hmm.
Would that allow me to know the delay enough from the delay outside when it senses to when it comes in to help me time better?
I will give you computers. I like that argument.
I will take it. That's an extra 10. All right. Hey, made it.
Made it?
Made it.
All right. So you manage to slam on the brakes just in time so this one goes and off the ledge into the fast-flowing river. But then you have to gun it again.
Holloway, I have a frag grenade. Do you think that would help?
Yeah.
Nope. They'll run past it before it ever would do anything good for them unless I get them on top of me and detonate it myself.
As you
It
say
might be
that,
What?
as you say that, there were more than one, and they now get theirs.
Yeah.
17 will definitely be lower than its combat score.
Rude.
You were able to avoid the first attack, Reese. This second one, you just have to, you can't stop in time. You watch the angle as it is running across the nav system, and you know it's going to happen. Do you shout anything in that exact moment?
Shout no, because Reese doesn't shout, but just, you might want to hold on, whoever hears me.
You feel the APC get airtime and flip. I need everyone to roll me body saves. And this is going to be with disadvantage. So that means you roll a D100 twice, and you take the higher result.
I don't know if it could get higher than what I rolled the first time.
Well, then, you're fine. Not fine, I guess.
I rolled a 92.
Not fine. 75.
Well, that is an auto failure.
64.
Well, let me know if you pass or
no.
fail.
No.
I don't know. You might have a really high body save.
No.
My blood is milk.
Did anyone pass?
76.
Everyone failed. Okay. Then the APC lands. All of you are going to take a wound because you failed.
I hate to be this way.
Yeah?
I feel like I probably should take more damage because I am out the top of a vehicle that just flipped.
That's what
either-
this represents.
Okay, so it's like, or I could have been ejected out of it. Actually, now that I think about it, I would have been ejected out. So
That's
I'm
totally
actually-
legit, but I'm not going to punish you in that moment with addition. A wound is already a lot.
Yeah.
You don't need more. But I do just want to remind that I did give advantage already to one player, or inspiration to one player. If you want to use that now, you can.
That was me. I had inspo. I haven't used it.
And I think I gave
Yeah, there's been two.
Sam also.
Yeah.
So if you all want to, now is the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You did
Same.
take the higher of the rolls, correct, Ethan?
Because it's disadvantage, yes. In this game, high bad.
12.
12! The inspiration saves you a wound.
You know what the inspiration gave me? A
What did-
98.
98.
The inspo gave me a 98.
I'm so sorry, Holliway. I am fucking you up.
Sometimes the dice want to tell a story. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to deal with the mechanical stuff first, and then get back to the narration, because I have to deal with mechanical stuff for all of you who took wounds. Okay? Doc, no wound. This is blunt force. So, could all of you who did take a wound roll me a d10? You want low, with 00 being the lowest.
The 3.
All right, hold on.
2d10?
No, you don't have to roll one, first of all. And it's just
sorry.
1 d10. Yeah, because you didn't take an injury. This is a roll you don't want to have to make. Okay, so let's start with Reese.
That would be a 6.
6. You, when we find you in this wreckage, the attachment mechanism that like holds your neck upright on one side is severely damaged, and you will have disadvantage on all strength checks.
Okay.
Holloway,
Yeah.
what'd you roll?
3.
3?
Yeah.
So the camera zooms in on this impact, and we see inside. And we see Reese up at the front, neck hanging at an unnatural angle. This milky white blood just running from where the simulated flesh has been split. And then the camera pans to Holloway. And you said 3?
Yeah.
We see Holloway grabbing his head as everything sounds like your ears are full of cotton. And you've felt this before. You have a concussion. You have disadvantage on all mental tasks.
Gotcha.
Make note of these. Wiz, what did you roll?
Surprisingly, a 1.
A 1. As the camera pans to you, you're already standing. You've already gotten to your feet. But we see as you are just have the wind knocked out of you. You have disadvantage on rolls for the next 30 seconds.
Okay. I am tweaked out of my mind. I am good to go.
Freeman?
Rolled a 3.
3. You're also, your vision swimming. You too have a concussion and a disadvantage on mental tasks. If memory serves, that's now disadvantage on physical and mental tasks. So just disadvantage on tasks.
I'm definitely too old for this shit.
And Charles.
Stay in
0.
Safe, yeah.
Damn.
I got wounded.
Yeah, you do still take a wound, but you just got knocked down in the process. That's the most negative part of it. In terms of how the wound manifests, that's all up to you all. Like visually what that looks like on you, unless it is in a specific area. But as the camera pans through, how do we find Dr. Carpenter, since you fared the best?
I'm baffled. Absolutely baffled. How did I recover? How did I pick myself up? How is any of my body still in place? But I realize, facing the ceiling on the floor now, I have to do something. This was a miracle. God gave me a gift somehow. and I'm going to just look up, look around, look at everybody, and jump to action. The closest person to me is who?
Well, I also do have a quick question before we answer that. David, if memory serves, didn't you already have a wound?
Yes.
And you're a teamster, so your maximum number of wounds
Is 2.
is 2. So, as the camera pans around, once he is conscious, he very well may have a concussion. But we see that Mr. Freeman is unconscious. And I would say you certainly notice that, Dr. Carpenter, that everyone else has been injured, but they are moving, and he is not. And so I have to do something for the first time. I'm going to roll a d10 under a cup. And I don't lift that cup to see what the result is until someone checks his vitals. Holloway?
I would like to point out Holliway is not in the vehicle. He's the only one not in the vehicle. He has been flung out of the vehicle because physics would dictate if half my body was out and it rolls, I have been flung out of the vehicle.
Yep, well, and that tracks.
How many seconds has it been?
We'll say this is all within the first general 15 seconds. At 30 seconds, you can have caught your breath.
Okay, cool. Because now I can roll things. Doc, you're just gonna see Wiz like just pop up to. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Freeman! And he's just gonna pull out a stim pack and he's about to just stab it into Freeman.
And I grab your shoulder and you read my mind.
And he's just gonna panic stab him, like straight out of
Pulp Fiction.
Yep, straight out of Pulp Fiction. Just
Okay. So, I get to lift this cup. And that is, on the die, a 5.
What does that mean?
You stab this stim back into David Freeman. And David, you feel the faintest breath of life left in you. But you know that it won't last. In this final moment that the stim pack has granted you, what do we see? What do we hear?
Talking to Wiz, like, come here, kid.
Yeah. What? Yeah. What's up, boss? Yeah. I got you. I used the stim pack. I got the stim pack.
Thanks, kid. I'm glad you did, but this isn't a lie for me. But I know computers are more your thing, and I give up, basically my inventory, like my toolkit, the nail gun, the load of 1,000 nails that I got from the garage. Like, basically, I can give it all. I give him my inventory.
I in no way want to undermine this moment, but I do just love the idea of someone in their final moments just like, here, passing over a box of nails.
Yeah. Well, for engineers, this would make sense.
No, it's great, and it's fantastic. I love the image.
As the hands shake, you hear the nails rattle.
Yeah, hear the nails rattling and everything, so there's like a nail gun, there's 1,000 nails, I got the toolkit and all my SMG.
Why are you giving me your stuff? This is your stuff. You need your stuff. You're awake. You're fine. I've got your stuff for you. It's fine. It's fine.
You did good, kid, but this body is I got knocked around a little too much. That shot you gave me is the only reason I got time to at least go out, not just slumped over dead like in one of those crazy movies or something. There's a lot going on.
We love those movies. It's fine. You're fine. It's fine. You're gonna be fine.
It's time to face reality, kid. I'm not gonna be fine. Doc, I understand why you decided you want to help those folks out, but you need to learn the consequences. The actions have consequences. Just remember that, Doc.
You said it after I said it to myself. I'm sorry, Freeman. I failed us all.
Don't worry about it. Don't be sorry. Just be better next time, man. Be careful. You still got a couple of people here that could use your help.
There may not be a next time, but there's this time.
Just use that time wisely, Doc. So, androids, I honestly didn't know a whole lot about you or know you that well, but just do what you can to help these people out. And then I just yell out, "Soldier boy, where are you? I don't know where you are. It's on you to take care of these kids now."
In the mud.
And then I stopped talking, stopped talking to them, and I kind of just like zone out basically and reach into my shirt pocket. I pull out this like busted pack of cigarettes, even though the original wrapper is still on them. And I look at them, I blink once, blink twice, and I'm looking at them, and then I blink one last time, and then the pack is brand new. Camera pans out, and I'm at a celebration. It's a couple years in the past. Wife is taking the photo. She's got the camera. Oldest daughter just gave me this pack, and she's just like, "You spent years trying to quit. You finally managed to quit. So here's a reminder of it." And my youngest daughter, she's like hugging on me and everything. And then, we have a celebration to recognize that I finally quit smoking after years of trying. And so we're cake, ice cream, fun, dinner, everything like that. And I just, put it, the original party, I put it back in my pocket. We take like a family selfie and everything together. And on the camera flashes, I'm looking back at the cigarettes and they're damaged all over again. And I open the pack, and look in the box, and it's not a full pack. It's a lighter, some pebbles that my little daughter probably picked up and just threw them in there. A lighter, one cigarette, and I pull it out, and there's a photo. It's the family selfie from my flashback. I flip it over. Wife wrote on the back and said, "If you ever decide you're going to smoke that cigarette, good reason, bad reason, otherwise, just know we're always there with you." And when I read that, everything else just starts flipping through my mind about all the fun we had together, pictures and everything like that. And the rain is very fitting. And through my flashbacks, I have, got the fun, we have the cake, the ice cream, playing around, regular life, and then one moment it ends, and I'm standing over 3 graves. And at that point, when I was standing over the graves, I pulled out the pack. And I was going to open it then, but I put it back away, and I've been carrying it around ever since. But now, I pull that one out. I light it. I just start puffing on it, and I get to about halfway. I take one last. And the arm just drops. Photos in one hand, cigs in the other. Photo just falls on my chest, and I get one last exhale.
And as the camera follows that smoke, as it wafts through the open hatchway, the camera pans to Holliway, crawling through the mud, shaking his head, getting to his feet. And at about the same time, Holliway and Reese, you both notice movement. Reese, you notice it from the still functioning tracker. And Holliway, you notice it in front of you. As large shapes begin to push their way in no hurry through the tree line and towards the APC. And let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we will pick up right there to see what happens.
What
so let's
what a goddamn Spike Spiegel death I've ever seen. That's the end of Cowboy Bebop.
Hello, friends. Mallow here, inviting you to listen to Neon Trails, a cyberpunk-themed actual play podcast set within the Identico universe. It follows a group of unlikely heroes wrestling with survival, loyalty, and rebellion as they navigate the dangerous and often treacherous wastelands of America in 2099. You can watch us live every other week on twitch.tv/Identico or search Identico wherever you get your podcasts. Now, let's get back to the show.
Everyone who failed that body check, in addition to the friggin' wound, be sure to give yourself a stress point.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
And just like that, an hour in, I've gained 2 stress when I only gained 2 in 2 sessions.
The doc is the least
funny,
stressed of anyone from
funny.
that.
But
I feel like Sam Neill in Event Horizon.
oh my God, that movie.
As we return and we see the still overturned APC, smoke coming out of it, wheels still spinning, we see from outside through the jungle the large leaves of these trees getting moved and shifted by the large forms wading towards the APC. And from inside, the first thing I need is everyone who saw David Freeman die. I need a panic check from you all. And just a reminder, that is a D20 versus your current stress level. If you roll equal to or under your stress, that means you panic. And, we'll get to if the Marine panics, He's
not going to get to.
Since we're all in the APC and near the androids, do we?
That is, I believe it's disadvantage on fear.
Fear.
It's just
This is panic, not
Okay.
fear. Luckily, that would be really brutal. All right, I see Dr. Carpenter failed, Charles failed. Really?
I didn't realize we could die. I didn't realize this was so real.
You said over
You're so
or under?
new. You're such
Under.
a young android, baby.
You want
Under
to
is
roll
fail
under.
here. No,
Ah.
on this one roll,
Yeah.
you want to roll over.
I'm gonna use my Teamster ability to roll with advantage once on a panic check.
Yes. Yes.
I rolled 2 twice, so.
Okay. So that is a fail also from Wiz.
Yep.
What about Reese? Reese, you pass. All right. So I'm going to start with Wiz because you already said what you got. You got a 2 on your panic, which is nervous. You add 1 more stress. That's all. Just an additional stress. Charles, what did you roll?
3.
3. Again, the lower... While lower does mean you fail, it's also better to fail and roll low than fail and roll high. That's how it works. So 3, oh god, you also get 1 stress. And I would love for you, Charles, to tell me how this manifests, given that however it manifests is enough to make all of your crewmates around you take an additional 2 stress points.
I just go blank faced, and I start trying to just away from the situation. But because there's no real good way out, I just keep walking into a wall over and over again, and it's almost maddening. I almost completely shut down, but I'm still moving.
I love that because that does sound incredibly stressful, and it is so not the direction that I thought it was going to go. Fantastic.
That's uncanny
take an
valley
inspiration.
surreal. Like, just... Ting, ting,
So
ting.
even though inspiration doesn't exist in this game, I'm having it so you can take advantage on 1 roll of your choice throughout the remainder of the session, Charles.
Yeah.
So that's what you got. Doc, what did you get?
I got a 7.
7. Okay. Interestingly, like, you...
Wait, hang on. Were we rolling under or above?
Under. So 7 with how many stress you had is a fail. If you roll under your stress, it's a fail.
Yeah.
But, interestingly, I'll just let you know, the result you get will only really matter if you all try to rest at any point. You have bad nightmares now.
Well,
True to life.
in the face of Freeman's death, I take his last words into account. And I feel it, and I internalize it, and it erupts. Fuck. I don't know what to do with myself or my body or anything. I just erupt.
Walking or just like this, and you, Holliway, hear
Pounding
this
the ground. Just
from inside the APC while you are outside, and we cut outside and see you with your SMG, your head still swimming from your concussion, as several shapes now start to become distinguishable from the fauna as they push forward. That one with the large, stretching, crab-like legs that rise from where they are, 10 feet into the air, as they start to approach.
And they're approaching the vehicle, right? How far was I flung away from the vehicle?
Only about 15 feet.
From Holloway's perspective, all he knows is that everybody inside the car, because I'm hearing fuck you being yelled. I assume I heard that, right? You said I heard that?
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're alive. But all these creatures are advancing on them. So I do the only thing that I think, because I take inventory of like everything that we had, everything in my brain. I'm doing this fast. I'm doing this military combat fast. And it's like, I only have one recourse left to me. And you're going to hear the loudest and he's going to put a single round like volley of shots into each body that he can see to get their attention on him. And he is screaming and cackling like a madman. Come at me, you long-legged motherfuckers!
We see this outside and we cut into the front section of the APC, where, Reese, I assume you've been watching this unfold on the tracker right there.
If you all are done freaking out, we have a problem.
We cut back outside. We see Holliway continuing to unload as it just tick, 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 tick. Each and every single shot that is fired bounces harmlessly away from these things. And they start to... When you shoot at them at first, they hunker into themselves. And then after you've fired a few times, you essentially watch as they realize what you are compared to them. And they again start to move forward and then start to lurch towards you. And it is as they start to lurch towards Holliway, Holliway still firing off desperate shots, that we hear the sound of engines revving. And it is soon followed by this blasting music that sounds like it is being blasted over a cheap speaker system. And several ATVs come over a small rise, and there are bullets flying, the sound of Marines screaming, and the shapes that are there start to push back into the forest, into the jungle. One of the ATVs pulls up and skids and stops nearby you all. There's a woman with closely shaved scalp. Get on! Hurry the fuck up!
Holloway is just like, what? What? I was ready to fucking die. Fucking, he gets on one, just jumps on one, like, and he's holding them way too tight. He's like, oh, you sound like freedom. Oh my God.
Even though the mud splatters against the side of the fucking APC, Dan Carpenter still cannot believe the luck.
Wiz,
I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I don't fucking deserve this.
Wiz is just staring at Freeman's body and manically starts counting the nails and not aware of the things. So
You hear Holloway from the outside, get off your asses, you piece of shit, and mount up! God damn, what are you waiting on, an invitation? This ain't a wedding, get your asses out of the car and get on the goddamn fucking four-wheelers, you pieces of shit! Don't look a gift horse in the goddamn mouth!
Get on now or get left!
oh, okay.
Reese is gonna just grab Tweaker, start dragging him out, SMG in one hand, look back at Freeman's body, and just shoot once. To make sure he's actually dead. And just, without looking back, head to the ATVs.
Cold-blooded.
As you drag Wiz away,
Cold-blooded.
he's just gonna reach out one final time for Freeman and grab your headlamp that you had, and then just like like just as you drag the fucking tweaker out, he's just like, ah, ah, ah.
A gunshot snaps Carpenter out. Like, oh fuck! Like, I see the impact. I know Freeman's dead. The words have impacted me, but it's not the situation. I snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Oh, you beat me to it.
We all heard it.
2 seconds, yeah.
We all heard it in our heads.
And I follow suit, scrambling on all fours, just clamoring for the light outside.
Charles is just walking against the wall again, and then kind of realizing this as everyone's leaving, and he starts to go, and then he's like, "Why didn't anybody try to grab me? I think they were going to try to lead me." And then he follows suit and jumps on the last ATV.
And as the last of you gets onto the ATV, some of you are having to sit rather precariously as they're a little overloaded, going through the mud and leaving the still smoking APC and David Freeman on the road behind. You can see as you're on here that Ride of the Valkyries is playing on a friggin' boombox that has been strapped to the back of one of these ATVs, that as one of you was about to move it to have a place to sit, one of the Marines, And as the ATVs crest a small rise, you get a full view of Heron Base. It's built right along the river, and it's clear why. There has been an enormous dam erected here. It's the most dominating feature of the entire thing. Yet with how heavy the rain is, how overflowing the river is, you can tell that it is doing everything it can to hold this river back at this point. The majority of the base is on one side of the river. There is also the dam, and then on the opposite side, you can see that there is a large satellite. So, seems to be the tower on the opposite side of the dam would be the orbital relay for Heron Base. The ATVs, however, are heading towards the main bulk of the base, which is on the right side of the river, and they take you around behind the base and growl their way into these large bay doors that open as they start to approach. Once you all are inside, the engines are turned off, all of you still dripping with rain and sweat. You find yourself in a hangar, surrounded by several haggard, well, not surrounded, but which is also populated by several haggard-looking individuals. There are sandbag barricades that have been set up all around the hangar, clearly set up by Marines establishing firing positions.
Warden?
Oh, yeah?
Did we seal the door behind us?
Yes, as you all enter, the woman with the shaved head is the first to jump off of her ATV, and she begins shouting for everyone to close she begins to shout for the bay doors to be closed, which they quickly are.
Is she in Marine garb?
Yeah, she has on, the Marine pants, but is wearing just a tank top.
Wow, you could not have come at a better time, that is. providence I've ever seen. Hold on. Doc. Where the hell's the old timer? Did you motherfuckers leave the old timer behind?
Not exactly.
You just see the old timer's headlamp on my, like, the band strapped around my head, and I'm just like holding all his stuff in my hand and like trying to smoke a cigarette at the same time. Just quiet and just shaking.
As this is happening, after the bay doors were ordered shut, the Marines who were driving the ATVs begin high-fiving, shouting, jeering with each other. One of them even lets off a few shots into the ceiling, which does get the woman who seems to be in charge to like grab the gun and point it down. And there's just a quick little peacocking moment until he retreats a little bit from that situation. As you all are having your initial moment in here, there are two distinct groups of individuals here that start to approach you all. One of them is headed by a non-binary individual with thin rectangular glasses and a torn lab coat, while the other group is led by a young man with dark skin, a thin mustache, and dog tags dangling from his neck. And Holliway, you immediately recognize the icon as that of a medic.
I'm gonna need your attention, and Holloway's having a moment. He's gonna walk over to Wiz, and he's gonna hold his hand out, and with two fingers.
Wiz sees it and realizes what you're asking for, and he's just like, wait, hang on, and he just starts going through the nails and just hands you a nail.
No, you idiot. You know what I wanted. God damn it, give me a cigarette.
Cigarette, and he just digs through the box of nails and pulls out the carton, or a carton, and just hands you a cigarette.
Yeah.
As this is happening, the individual with the thin rectangular glasses steps closer to your group. Were you sent by the company?
Aye.
That is good. That means the company understands the value of my research. Your first goal should be to recover my research from the lab so that we can try to find an exploitable... And as they continue speaking, the Marine who seemed to be in charge turns around from what the interaction she was having. That's bullshit! Siege Squad has been gone for hours. We need to send backup now. We need to get in there, blast the fuck out of whatever hit Siege Squad, and get the reactor ready for the flood. If we don't, none of the rest of this matters. We're all fucked if that reactor goes down. You've seen what those things did to us when there were more of us and the power was on. You really want to be here when it goes dark? The one you recognized as a medic. To hell with your research and the reactor. We don't need their weaknesses. We don't need the reactor. We need to get off of this planet now. There is nothing left for us to gain here. And you can hear like a tremor in his voice as he is shouting this.
Dr. Carpenter, is looking at a puddle that isn't being rained on. We're in a hangar and just wondering why, and just catches pieces of this conversation, and that voice pierces through in a way that just erupts. Dr. Carpenter grabs the lab coat and yanks him in, and he goes, I saw 3 people that I was to protect die in front of me. And you're worried about your fucking research? You're worried about your fucking research? Fuck your research. Fuck you and fuck your research. The whole reason that any of us are here is because of this bullshit. We're not supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be on this world. We've interrupted an ecosystem, and it's taking us down one by fucking one. Fuck you, you. He throws him back.
A Marine, looks like mid-50s, Japanese descent, a gray scruff of a beard, as you push the doctor back, steps forward, kind of catches them, and just gives you a stony look. And the doctor steps back and straightens their torn lab coat. More habit and performance than functional. That is well and good what brought us here. But we are here now. And my research might be able to reveal a weakness. You want to survive against these things? We need to know how to kill them. Have you tried? And at about that time, there is through the windows of the bay door, you can see as outside gets a little bright for a second. And then there is the sound of approaching thrusters and a single transport pod drops down outside of Heron Terraforming Base. To be clear, this is a one-way vehicle. Why? Because it wouldn't work otherwise. It's called a conceit. Roll with me here.
So it can happen.
Dun, 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 dun.
So the movie can happen.
Who do we see as the lid lifts? Who do we see step out?
So you see a man step out, and he's probably about early 30s, and you'll see that he's got a nice little button-down shirt. It's actually completely buttoned up, and there is a nice white pristine lab coat. And one of the first things I saw when the pod opened was the doctor with the damaged coat, and it kind of just fluffed my own here, mine's in better shape almost. And I guess I'll introduce myself first. So I'll come out of the pod and just introduce
as you step out, there is the building right in front of you. The bay doors roll open, and you are immediately met with several guns trained in your direction. I will also note that those of you from the Metamorphosis, which all of you are, have in all likelihood met each other at some point. You're all part of the same full crew. But you are met just by that, and then, who the fuck is that?
He's one of the Metamorphosis. That's funny. The company's still sending bodies for this meat grinder. Oh boy, oh, you're dead. The rest of us. He starts to cry a little bit.
And so what else do we see? Dr. Wilson?
Yes.
I mean, PhD, yeah.
Yes, I am. Dr. Anthony Wilson. I'm still kind of shocked with all the guns and everything what's going on. And it's just, yes, Dr. Anthony Wilson. My specialty here, pathology, chemistry, botany. Just wanted to sit down to see maybe what new discoveries could be gleaned out of what you all have worked on so far. And I take it the reason I'm here is because someone's already passed away. And wait, there was an older guy with you, wasn't there? Oh, I must be his replacement. This is pretty awkward. Also, I wasn't aware that there were other people in Heron. I knew contact had been lost. That's all I had received. I guess there were survivors.
This, just so you know, Dr. Wilson, you were given the same general briefing that all the others were. And you all had not heard anything about survivors or fatalities when you received the initial briefing, because there was simply a lack of contact. But now, as far as you know, it looks like everyone's alive and well, aside from the one you're replacing.
So, everything appears to be in order, at least so far to some degree. What can I help with? Is there some research to be done? Samples to be taken or worked on?
And the doctor steps forward, who I don't think it's a huge leap for you all to realize this would be Dr. Edom. And as they step forward, you see, the company selected for a replacement another researcher, doctor, scientist.
I will put your nose in the back of your skull.
You know, it's funny. But there's another doctor here. Our two doctors are probably better than you, to be honest, because you seem to have fucked everything up here. And now Freeman's dead. So our doctors are way better than you're ever going to be. And also our android friends also seem to be in better shape. All the Marines here are really cool, but you're the coward of the recording that we listen to. So I hope you die at some point. And Wiz is just gonna go walk over to our original doc, and then just stand next to him, and just he's gonna try to make something with the walkie, try to make a trigger. Explosive trigger with Freeman's old walkie-talkie. The one half.
Carpenter reaches out with Wiz's arm and grabs him and squeezes like a knowing, thank you.
You think that
You
was
got
me?
me.
You think that...
Was this not the same voice recording from the guy earlier, Warden?
What voice recording?
There
was a journal entry.
Journal.
Yeah. Oh, journal entry. Sorry. I thought it was like a...
The information, regardless.
Even so,
this was the pompous ass, correct?
Wiz and I both clocked the same kind of excitement that this doctor has.
Totally fair.
And we are both on the same page that this guy is not one to be fucked with. His agenda supersedes the safety of everyone on this base, at least to Dr. Carpenter's assumption. And outwardly, very frigid. And now we have a new scientist. Dr. Carpenter. Withholding, but sends a very, very piercing, glaring look towards this new scientist. It's a look of, are you friend or foe? Are you here for research, or are you here to save? Because Dr. Carpenter, from the briefing, has been here to save. So after grabbing Wiz's arm, he puts his hands down, folds them, and then just hopes that his nonverbal posture sends the correct message.
And as you're doing this, Dr. Edom continues. Imbeciles. Why do you think that I would... I am a researcher. And prior to everything here going to hell, we were studying the DNA structure of these creatures. It is possible that we would be able to find some weakness, some way of destroying them, harming them, doing something.
Dr. Edom, what exactly are these creatures? I'm curious. I have been this whole time.
As you ask this question, the Marine pipes up one more time. Does any of that fucking matter if the reactor goes down? We are pissing away time here. Siege Squad could be dying out there right now, and we have the ability to send reinforcements now. We have more people. Let's get in there, save their asses, make sure the reactor doesn't go down, and then we can figure out whatever the fuck we're gonna do next.
Can't research without the lights on. Can't radio, and like Holliway is gonna look at everything, and like he's finally calmed down, and he's gonna be like, I think honestly, Marine has it best. As much as I agree with you, Doc, that we need to get the hell out of here and get off this stupid rock and fuck whatever the corporation wants. This shithole's a fucking lost cause and we shouldn't be here. We can't get off here if we can't radio the boat, which would require power. You there, research, I don't like you one bit. You seem like you'd sacrifice all of us to understand a little bit more about these bugs, but that's not a point at this moment. We can't do any of it without power. If we lose power, all of our hopes and dreams go with it. And if we can save C Squad or whatever the hell you just said in the process, by all means. But it seems like all of that starts with power. Anybody disagree?
The medic raises his hand. The tower has an independent power source. It doesn't matter if the reactor goes down. If we go over there and we get satellite and communications back up, we can just get off this rock. We won't need the research figuring out how to take them down. We won't need the reactor if we have its own power source. We need to get the fuck out of here, and we need to get the fuck out of here now before whatever is happening out there.
I slap him.
No. All of you. I cannot take it anymore. Guns in my face, and I am the only one intact out of this whole thing. I'm selected in some kind of way. I know that we need to get out of here, and I know that there's no reasoning with this entity, these forces, nothing that any of you have to rationalize or anything that any of you have to say matters anymore. I'm not hearing whispers. I'm not cut up with paper cuts. I know better than this thing. And this thing is a fucking beast. It is a creature. It can be defeated, but we are in its fucking territory. No matter how many goddamn constructs, no matter how many buildings we build on its land, we are in absolute underwater territory here. So, with that in mind, can we please calm down? Quiet down. get this ringing out of my ears. There's been explosions for hours in my head. And I need to take a break, step outside, splash some water on my face, catch some resolve.
Doc, you do seem to have a level head, though you are kind of freaking out too, so just throwing that out there. To his point, and I've slapped him to where he's no longer freaking out too. What's to say that what happened when we turned on the comms isn't going to happen when we turn on the tower?
Exactly.
I don't know.
We all need a fucking breather.
We'll figure something out. I mean, maybe we have a way to. Maybe we can bypass it.
Wait. What happened when you turn on the comms?
We got space herpes. And then eventually we're probably going to turn into one of those damn things. So we're on a timer. And I'd like to move faster.
There's spider creatures, and they're massive, and they crawl out of your necks, and they kill your friends, and they murder everything around them, and it comes through the radio waves, and now we hear voices in our heads sometimes, and if you get shocked by a stun baton, the voices go away for a little bit, but it's okay, it works, and Wiz is just gonna kind of like trail off and just try to like find little mechanical components to further move along his makeshift detonator. Yeah, he is literally just trying to make as many bombs because that's the only thing we've seen that can damage him. According to him,
I think at one point you are just going around and touching things, and one of the Marines like bats something out of your hand, like, give me that.
I just give that back, and then I just walk over to someone else's radio and just try to.
So I kind of address the doctor that's obsessed with the research. Look, doctor, I understand the importance of research is an important part of my way of career too, but you have to understand, research is not worth everyone's lives here. What good is it if you die trying to get it? What good is it if you become the research?
You don't understand. I need the research. My family is being held in debtor's prison. If I don't return with the research, they'll never get out. So to answer your question, it's worth it to me.
So what exactly kind of research are they expecting from you? What result are they expecting you to produce?
It isn't about the result. It's about the data, the information. This is an incredible discovery. A creature that is intelligent and can reproduce through sound, taking over the bodies of entirely foreign creatures simply through sound.
Reproduce through sound, take over by sound?
Yes.
Wait, what he showed us a moment ago with the space herpes, as he called it.
Yes.
Are you or any of your people suffering the same condition as they are?
Straightens up. Not anymore.
Okay. How could that be? Not anymore. Does that mean you have a way to stop it?
And they just look at you, waiting for the pieces to fall into place.
Oh. That's what you do. All right.
There is no known cure.
Have you Have you seen it progress to full final results? What happens at the end?
We have. It is a fascinating process. After the initial phase, I have dubbed it revelation phase. The subject develops the cuts that you have seen, and in most cases begins to hear voices. After that, anywhere between half a day and 3 days, in our experience, they will begin to suffer catatonic episodes. And they quickly lose what remains of their humanity. After that point, it is better to simply end it quickly.
Yeah, we're not going to the fucking tower. Yep.
And as you say that, the medic, oh, man, I'm gonna fucking die here. Fucking idiots.
I will shoot you. Just stop talking. Listen.
And in response to that, when you say that, he turns and like you can see that his eyes were welling up with tears of fear. But in that moment, the fear response immediately triggers the fight reflex. And he walks up, "You're gonna fucking do something about it, huh? Mr. fucking tough guy. How long have you been here? That's what I fucking thought."
Oh, do it, boy. Do what you want. Do whatever you need to do, boy.
I just want to get the fuck out of here, man. It's right there. And for some fucking reason, everyone else is too stubborn.
And I grab him, and I'm like, it's not. More of the same is up there. Get your wits about you, boy. You know exactly. You've been here longer than me, then you should know that anything up there is just death. If we turn on that tower, it's just going to make more of us. And you're going to be suffering the same fate as I am. Now, you want to turn out like me? You want to crab about? Now, you're going to gain your wits, boy, and we're going to think our way through. All right, soldier? Huh?
We're just going to end up like you if we fucking stay here.
I know. We'll get off this rock, but we ain't going to do it freaking out. Now, get your wits, boy, and stand in line.
And you like shove him back. And he and turns away in a huff.
Thank you. Thank you, Holliway. We're on the same fucking page. No more of these. No more of this bullshit.
So what's the plan?
It's us or them.
All right.
Who are we? That's the real question. And I have no answers. I have no answers. But I swear to God, I'm going to kill this Russian motherfucker if he has more to say about his fucking research.
And they simply look at you with a head shake.
You there, commanding officer. Fill us in on your part of this. What happened to C-Team?
As you address the Marine who seems to be in charge, she heads over and you can see the dog tags read Valdez. Let me turn this down really quick. That got louder than I intended. There we go. She walks over to you. Siege squad headed down to the reactor to get it ready, sandbag, prepare it for the flood that is absolutely going to happen anytime. And that was hours ago.
Okay.
We haven't had any word, and their locators have gone dark.
I'm gonna look at Doc. What's the plan, Doc? You're the level-headed one. You're not hearing any voices. What do we do? I'm looking actually at both the docs. I'm like, you two new Doc, I'd like to hear your opinion on this. Also, the androids. Are you guys suffering from voices? Are either of the androids suffering from voices?
Reese's.
Reese.
Charles is not.
Charles is not Reese's.
Ever since that broadcast, the only one that I can talk to is Charles, and I can't talk to Charles. Charles is just on an island, and I'm on an island. Charles,
Hey,
can we please have some input?
yeah? About
You've been watching this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us what you think. What's going on in your head?
What's going on? I don't know. I'm curious about these creatures. I feel like there's information about them that we're just not being fed yet.
Curiosity is awesome, but what have you ascertained from that curiosity? From what you've observed? Please express yourself.
Well, I think if I'm being honest, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. If you can get me to a computer, I can help. But outside of that, I'm just not sure. What do you think, Doctor?
Charles is the only one that's going to survive.
You have no clue how.
All right, Rooski. Rooski. That's all I'm going to call him. He's out. He's not one of us. Rooski, take Charles to a computer. Now.
Who's Ruski? Is it the
Oh,
scientist?
The creepy one.
What type of computer are you looking for? They say through
Charles?
gritted teeth.
One with information. I want the full story.
Unfortunately, in case you had not all noticed, things around here are not exactly in the best of situations right now. So, that is part of the reason I suggested that a group be sent to retrieve the research. You want information? You want to understand more? Get me my research.
I can fix some things. My boss can also help. He can help. He helped me before, and so did Reese. Reese can help me fix things. So if you show me a computer that you failed to take care of, I can fix it.
That indeed might be very helpful. Where my computers are? In the lab.
Great.
Do you think that
drop the attitude and show us the lab? We're here to help. We're the help crew, right? You wanted the help crew. We're here to help. And you seem to be standing there really angry while your Marines saved us out there. Thank you all, by the way. Your clip really helped with this switch, by the way. But you're the one that seems to be the problem. So please show us to the labs so we can start fixing things. That would be great, Mr. Ruski. Also, hi Anthony. Welcome to the shit show. Everything's fucked. And do you happen to have any grenades on you?
Well, thank you for the introduction, but unfortunately, no, I don't have any grenades. In fact, the only weapon I have is the standard SMG that I look at all of you and it's like that everyone gets. That's the only weapon I've got.
I have a frag grenade and a penknife, if you need them.
Can I'll trade you a nail for the frag grenade.
Oh, it's a good deal.
Whoop. You just get a handful of rusty nails.
Dr. Edom points to an elevator here in the hangar. That elevator will take you straight down to the lab. You can use my credentials to get into the clean room. In there, grab my computer terminal and return it to me.
No. We're not going down without you, Doc.
I cannot go... First of all, I am useless in a fight. Second of all...
Oh, good sell.
Second...
Go first.
If the research is not returned, and there is still no sign of Hinton, my memory is the only recording we will have of this discovery. You
And then
that I can risk that?
Dr. Carpenter whips out the research book from the med bay, and he goes, "Oh, you mean this research about the crab song? About how you put it on an android to absolutely encourage this reaction, this infestation, the growth? Are you fucking kidding me?"
I never put it on an android. Hinton was a research assistant, nothing more.
Uh-huh. Fucking scientists can't fucking take no for an answer.
I apologize. Did the company not send you for the purposes of aiding us? What exactly were you sent here to do? Talk shit?
To save. To save.
To save.
And that was not including the research. It was you and the lieutenant. And the lieutenant's brains are sprayed all over the fucking comlinks that he also smashed. So, why the fuck are you alive? Why hasn't this entire platoon turned their guns on you, of all people?
Because unlike yourself, they seem to understand that I am not a threat to them. I don't know if you perhaps have an inferiority complex when you meet more accomplished scientists, and you must lash out. But whatever it is that is occurring here, we are on the same team!
If there's one thing that I've learned, is that a big brain is more dangerous than a knife or a gun or any weapon. Your curiosity is killing everybody. And you are the only one who doesn't see it. So what do we do with that? You go first downstairs. Now. Holliway? Do you got my back?
I'm up. Yeah, sorry. I was checked out at how much I want to kill this guy. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm out. I'm down.
I'll come too.
I was literally messaging, hey, I want to kill this guy.
The Valdez speaks up again. This is a bad fucking idea. We need to shore up that reactor first. Won't fucking matter if you figure out how to hurt these things if we're having to fight them in the dark. Does it seem like they've had a problem in the dark? Those things are strong. They are smart. There are countless of them. We need every advantage we can get. Losing power is not on that list. Help us shore up the reactor first. Then, go for your precious fucking research.
Oh, we're not going for it. We're going to destroy it. Now, power is priority. Reese? Wiz?
I won't.
And Charles, I trust you guys more than anybody.
I think the research is a secondary priority at this point. Making sure we have power seems to be a little more important.
Reese, what happens if a reactor goes down or something?
It goes down, the lights go out.
I don't like the dark. That means electronics don't work, and I need electronics to work to do what I can do. I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Holliway goes up to Doc. Hey.
Which Doc?
Our
Fair
Doc.
question.
Our Doc.
Which
the
which
only
Doc?
Oh.
There's two now.
There's
We
two.
can't
Yeah,
use
there's
Doc
two.
anymore.
God damn it. Shit. Gotta pull up names here. I'm gonna... Hold on.
Doc Carpenter, when we've had
Carpenter.
Yeah.
Carpenter, yeah. I come up with nicknames, and now that's messed up. I go to Carpenter.
Redhead was pretty good until I realized that I didn't say that I had hair. I have hair.
Which makes it
Kelsey-
even better.
He calls you Egg because you're a scientist. That's like a trope from...
Exactly. And I
it's
didn't
like
establish that I had hair. So anybody watching the feed is
Sounds
like,
like I'm just picking
oh,
on you
this is
because
a
you're
real
bald.
bad
Pick on the
joke.
bald guy.
No, that was not it.
Pick on the bald guy. Wow.
I knew. I don't know if they knew.
It took until episode 3 to redeem Holloway's cruel bullying.
I really thought you were the Marine that went for like the kill on the names, like old guy, tweaker. Like you went after hyper specific characteristics. I was like,
no.
that makes sense for a
Yes.
Marine. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because he was smart, and like all
Incredible.
like video games I play, they always like the soldiers
Yeah,
always
the
refer
eggheads.
to scientists as eggheads, the eggheads upstairs, and so that's all that's been this whole time. Oh my god, that's so terrible! I hate that. No,
Sure.
just because you're smart. Just because, yeah, no, it's really
But
was.
you were heading
I knew.
to...
But people
The egghead.
watching didn't know, and they were like,
Yeah.
wow, that's so mean on your bald head. And I'm like, that's not what they were saying.
with my
I have
full
long,
head of
flowing
hair.
blonde hair.
Luxurious
Oh
locks.
god, I am so sorry, listeners. That was not my intent. Oh, best intentions. I'm not gonna lie, Doc. Oh, I gotta get back into it. That threw me out.
Back to one. Back to one.
Back to one. Hey, Doc. I like where your head's at. I really do. And I'm 100% willing to go down there, but I do think that the drug addict and the robots got it right. I think we need to go handle the reactor first, because they're sure as hell not going downstairs to get the research, because if they were, they'd have done it by now. So I think it's not going anywhere. That reactor is. What do you think?
I trust them to handle it. What else am I going to do?
The thing is, they sent a squad of Marines down there and they didn't come back. I don't even know what our hopes for going down there is either. But
I shouldn't be alive, but I am. So if I'm the only one taking fucking Ruski down there, I'll do it. I just need one more mag.
I pull out a mag and I hand it to him, and I was like, one other question, by the way, just for you. Why haven't they gone down there before? Like, what's stopping them?
They
That's what
actually
I
see
have
me
to
shake
find
my
out.
head on that. Like,
That's what I want to find out.
You ask them. I'm gonna go handle the reactor with the others, because I think there's gonna be fire shooting. It's gonna happen. You ask them
I
why
see
they
you.
haven't gone down yet.
I see you.
And I'm gonna head over to the Marine, the Marine in charge. What was his name? What was her name?
Her name was Valdez.
Valdez. I'm gonna head to Valdez.
I'm actually going to head with Carpenter, because when I'm going to assume I at least heard them say like the question of, why haven't they gone down there yet? That kind of piqued my interest, and I just kind of file in with Carpenter because I want to know that too.
That's fair. Charles, Reese, Wiz.
Reese is also gonna go with Holliway to
Got
approach
it.
Valdez to try and get a plan set up.
Okay. So we
Charles
got 2
will-
and 2.
Charles will follow all the doctors.
3 and 2.
Wiz is going to go around asking for spare stim packs, spare C4, and I will trade some of my 2 ammo clips I have left to whoever one of these soldiers, if they have like a C4, explosive, something that will make a kaboom, to try to do a trade. I'm just gonna just walk up to each one. I can make something explode that that hurts. Do you have it looks like Play-Doh that's gray. Do you have some of that?
So after you inquire, you find out they do have a small stockpile of weapons, explosives, and things along those lines. However, they are jealously guarded by the Marines who stockpiled them.
Oh, that's why I'm offering to hand my.
What could you? I'm wondering what you could trade that would be of equivalent value to the defense between them and those things.
Oh, I've got.
So if you can trade something of comparable
Freeman
value,
gave me all his stuff, and I know
Uh-huh.
Freeman had at least 2 mags left on you, because you fired 1. I fired 1, so I've got 4 magazines because I also fired at least once. 4 magazines worth of that plus the gun itself.
Okay. The SMG.
Yeah.
The Marine with whom you're speaking, is willing to trade you for all those mags and the gun, since you were looking for explosives. 2 frag grenades.
2 okay, I'll take it. So that puts me up to 3. Sweet. I'll take it.
Okay.
Frag grenade times
Actually,
3.
because since mine is connected to what he's doing,
Mhm.
can I go ahead and
Yeah.
interject?
Sure.
I'm gonna go to Valdez with Reese, and all right, you want to send us after your boys, and I feel severely underpowered. I'm gonna need something if we're gonna go down there.
Let's see.
About to be like that scene in The Matrix where the rows of guns came
It's
out.
not quite that much. It's not quite like that. Valdez looks you up and down.
I'm gonna point at Wiz and be like, "Oh, by the way, you're coming with us, Twinkies."
She walks over and grabs a gun that is more rifle in design. You recognize it immediately as a pulse rifle. And she tosses it to you. It's still not enough to really punch through the armor of the full-grown ones, but if we see any of the little fucks, you might be able to do something.
Anything else for the rest? I'm going down there with 3. Do you have any men to spare? Any armor to spare? Anybody?
If you're going down there, we're fucking coming with you. And there are 2 Marines at her back, one of which is the one who shot a few holes in the ceiling not that long ago, and just needlessly, takes the magazine out, slaps it in, gives been fucking waiting for this.
I like where your head's at. I like that. By the way, can you have your boys give Twinkies over there a couple pieces of C4? He's good with bombs. It's really what he's good at.
Yeah, we can probably spare 1. We only have 2 explosive devices, not counting grenades, 2 of the bigger ones.
Can you
But
give
if
him
it's
one?
to save the reactor, yeah, we can spare 1 of those.
Yeah,
And
give him
as
one.
we see them going to retrieve this one, so you would have an explosive device and detonator, we cut over to the 2 doctors and Charles approaching and speaking to Dr. Edam. And they look at you. So are you going to the lab or not?
I don't know, Charles. What do you think?
I think if they can get the lights on, that would be very helpful. That being said, well, and then the computer won't work either if there's no power. I do think we need power, but this seems like the direction for information.
Got it. Charles, would you prefer to stay here and help with the power, or come with us and
You
find
are
out what's
not
going on
thinking-
downstairs?
You all are splitting up.
Shut up.
Well, I think considering that I do want to see these creatures. I'd like to get a good look at them. I might hang back for the lights. The 3 scientists going on a mission, it never goes well.
I trust your instincts. I do, with all faith. Charles, go with your gut instinct. I know you don't have a gut, but go with it.
I'm gonna let you guys go.
The way I'm seeing it, Charles, this is a one-way ticket. But that's just for me. I have a lot of guilt speaking right now. I have so much frazzling going on right now. But there's
Of course it's
one
a one-way
thing.
ticket if you let all the people with the fucking guns
Shut
go somewhere
the
else.
fuck up, Adam. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
It feels very irresponsible to let you do this. But I know I
been
can't stop you.
irresponsible. I've been irresponsible this whole time.
It's true. True. I've gotten
me
with you
go.
at a lot of these missions.
Let me go.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna stay back.
Now, Wilson, how curious are you?
Let's just say, to quote an ancient movie, just because I could doesn't mean that I always should. I am curious and want to know what is going on, but I know when to stop. And then I look over, and clearly, some don't.
Mm-hmm. Now, Wilson, tell me, what does your gut feel in this circumstance?
Truth be told, I don't think he's telling us everything. I get the feeling that he is close to getting all of what he needs, and somehow us in the mix wanting to complete other tasks gets in the way of whatever he is trying to finish. So we have to be careful, because I get the feeling that he probably has no problem with everyone here dying as long as he completes whatever it is he's got in mind.
Thank you. Thank you, Wilson. Finally, somebody with the same head on his shoulders as I am. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The information that has not been told to you yet. These creatures are out there. Out there. They're in the tree lines. They're in the habitat. Inside has always been invited. And 2 instances have been invited by me. So I'm a risk. I'm a wild card, as Holliway might say. But my gut is telling me to go deeper, to dig deeper. And if this is an actual one-way ticket, I'm taking this fucking Ruski bitch out with me. So,
You have lost your fucking mind if you think that I'm going
did
down
you
there
find
and
yours?
ended up
Did you
like
have
Dr.
one to
Ziegler.
begin with? Did you have one to begin with? You're not allowed to speak. I'm talking.
Small man.
And so right now, I'm going to go downstairs with you, Edmund, and we're going to find out what's up.
Fuck that.
Why?
That tells
Why
me
fuck
exactly
that?
what I need to know.
Why fuck that?
What? That I don't want to die? Why is this a complicated thing for you? Do you have a death wish?
I don't think we're going to die, dude.
God doesn't want me dead.
You are an idiot if you think that.
You were an idiot for chasing the crab song.
Yes, you know, you have this clever habit of every time a fact about yourself gets revealed to you, you have to turn it around instead of simply accepting it. I have no desire to end up dead like Ziegler. If you do, feel free to head down by yourself. We will mourn you later. But
No.
until then, until you have some better fucking plan, then let's go die. I will stay here, where it is at least something safer.
I jammed the SMG with a fresh clip from Holliway right into his sternum.
Shink! There are about 8 or 9 guns that are leveled directly at you, and one of them you feel press right to the side of your head as that grizzled older Marine is right next to you. Settle down now.
Carpenter realizes the weight of the situation, withdraws, drops the gun, and then snatches Edmund's jacket, throws him into the elevator, and then dives in after him.
Sure. I'm going to make a quick speed check for the Marine in response
This is
to
the
this.
wildest session we've done yet. So
It's
much shit has
our-
happened.
Dog
So,
snapped.
I rolled a 13, which is a really good roll. So you all see as Dr. Carpenter punches and shoves Dr. Edom into the elevator, and they slam their head on the back and go like slump down. And Doc, you just suddenly, your head explodes in light as a very heavy right hook knocks you from the Marine, and the rest of you see as he just, boom, takes Dr. Carpenter to the ground.
Holloway's running. Holloway's running towards, and pulse rifle raised.
You just hear Valdez, stop! Stop it! Fuck! And the Marine who had the pistol has, like, he had switched it over to his left hand, and he just lets it dangle loose, hands up. And then once he gets the go-ahead, he'll slowly reholster it.
I'll drop to the ground and start trying to tend to Carpenter.
Dr. Carpenter, you are conscious, but, I mean, that's probably the hardest you've ever been punched in your entire life.
And I'm gonna, I'm still, like, I have slinged, because I'm assuming this pulse rifle has a sling.
Yeah.
Sling the
Why not?
rifle, but I am up in this Marine's face, and what is his rank? Does he have a rank?
The one here, actually, he does. Give me just one second. Sergeant.
Is staff sergeant higher than sergeant, guys? My two military. It is.
Yeah.
Do you,
I'm
Do you
a double
mind?
check for you.
do you mind telling me what you're doing, boy?
Diffusing a potentially violent situation, sir. What were you doing?
I was about to go to the reactor, and I'm in. Like, he can smell all the cigarettes that I've had over the course of the last 24 hours. Like, I am nose to nose with him. I was like, you hit one of mine one more time, boy, I will fill you with so many bullet holes. We need to keep this peaceful. Can we agree on that? Huh?
And without backing down, he simply responds right to you. Are you gonna tell me, sir, that I did anything improper? Or failed to follow protocol in diffusing a potentially violent situation?
Holloway is going to begrudgingly see his logic. And I have charges that I must protect. So my protocol dictates otherwise. So it seems like we're at an impasse. I'll take care of mine, you take care of yours.
That sounds fine to me, sir.
And I'm gonna look down at Carpenter, and like, you're gonna see Holloway's conflict of like, he absolutely endorses everything that Carpenter's done, but at the same time he has to look like he's impartial to it all. Like
It's like when you know you're supposed to be upset with your kid.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty cool, but no, you shouldn't have done that.
We're BFFs, but
yeah.
sometimes your job has to take precedent.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do like the forearm grab like this, and I'm gonna pull him up to his feet. And I'm gonna, as I'm going back to Valdez, I'm going to, in Carpenter's ears, like, that was a damn good punch. Like, because I'm gonna see the other. I want to go back to Valdez.
Okay.
So after he does that, and I kind of hear the damn good punch there, you'll actually see me kind of like faking like a punch or something like that. Like absolute nerd behavior that I don't do anything physical. So I'm just like,
Ooh, that's how a punch
and I'm
goes.
like pretending to stick and move and everything like that. Like pretending to box. But
Incredible.
Oh, that's how
But-
Wolverine
I was
slashes.
like, oh, that's so cool. But then I do look back over to the elevator. Did the elevator actually close and go down and carry him down?
No, it needs to be activated.
Ah.
What you do see is the Sergeant Yang, walks over and lifts the doctor up, and they rub their jaw a little bit, straighten out their coat, and keep well to themselves here for a little bit, along with the sergeant.
Yeah, you shut his ass up. Oh, that's the best.
I'm getting dragged away with Holloway, and Dr. Carpenter shouts one thing, and one thing only. Why are you trusting this guy? He fucked everybody else! Why doesn't you think that it's gonna fuck you too?
And as there's just this hollow silence in here in response to that, Valdez and the two Marines, a corporal and a PFC, who have been with her and who rode up and got you all prior, have gotten the same ATVs that they came to collect you on. They've gotten those kind of squared away and ready. And the sergeant just walks over to you all. Well, I guess that fucking answers which we're doing.
And Holloway, like, even though he's in immense pain because of all of his injuries, like, snickers, like, at that comments, like, like, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious.
And
Good job, kid.
the Valdez looks over at the other two Marines. Novikov, you good? Just revs one of the engines in response. Pedro, ready? Fuck yeah, I am, boss. Seems a little timid, but kind of putting on that big boy voice. And looks at you all. I suppose now is when I tell you the fun part. There aren't direct stairs leading down to the reactor. At least, not that we can access anymore. There's one way down and one way only. At least as far as we've found so far. And that's down the chimney.
Repel. Cool.
Hope you aren't scared of heights.
Alright. Let's do this shit.
It only takes you a little while to get to a place where you have to hop off the ATVs and walk. And as you head and follow these other two Marines, you all see, as you start to approach, an enormous metal hole in the ground. I mean about 200 feet across.
Jesus.
And as you all hopped off the ATV, the Marines grabbed rappelling gear and have just been in the process of checking things, checking clips, getting everything prepared. Novikov is just loudly chewing gum and is just in the best mood before this mission. Just checking on different things, making sure everything is fitting. And as you follow the direction that Valdez is leading, the flashlights going around checking corners, you approach the edge of the chimney. And you see that it is a drop into pure darkness. Well over 50 meters, just judging by where the flashlights occasionally hit. And with the Marines starting to use a impact gun to drive eye hooks into the nearby ground, securing the ropes and everything to it, getting themselves all situated, and they start to come over to you all to get you in harnesses. And I need everyone to make me a fear save. Just a reminder, you're near androids, so those of you who aren't androids, this is with disadvantage.
Oh, buddy, I make that. Oh, buddy, I make that.
All right, who all failed? One failure. The rest are successes.
No, I failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, I take a licking.
Wiz fail,
A solid 76.
and Dr. Wilson fail.
I had a
All right,
26 and a 10.
26 and a 10?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Holliway.
What does that mean?
He rolled
Oh,
a
wait.
disadvantage initially.
Oh, the
is it-
disadvantage. Yeah.
Is
I rolled
it
a 4 in it.
the two D10s or D100?
It's a D100.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I failed. I failed big time.
Yeah. D100, and like
Not
I
quite
said,
a 90, but not quite an 80.
it is disadvantage for those who are not the androids. So, I want you all to keep that fear result in mind. But you get secured. Each one of you latch to an eye hook, and Novikov is the one who does the final checks on most of you, and he's just loudly smacking his gum. Oh, you'll be fine. And whenever one of you is looking nervous, pats you on the cheek or just gives you a punch on the arm. And once he's checked everyone, he goes to his own, secures himself. This is gonna be fucking fun! And jumps back and drops out of sight. The rain just spilling down in a waterfall over the edge of this chimney and running along the metal walls.
Oh yeah, he's not going to be a liability. I do the same. Wee.
Dropping down. Is anyone not coming down, just out of curiosity?
Well, I thought I was out.
Well, so rolling the fear save doesn't automatically mean you can't do it. But do remember that if you failed that save, that is a stress point, and that fear response may be relevant later in the climbing. But you are still physically capable of doing it. It's just stressful as hell.
Okay. I zip down without, belaying or anything. I just dive in.
Just in response to the
Barrel
fear,
in.
just jump in.
Barrel in.
I love the idea
Okay.
that this doctor
Like I'm skydiving, even though there's a cable to my hip,
Just
and we're going down a cave. I'm just like, fuck it. Fuck it.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna be the last one just to stand there, panicking a little bit.
Okay.
Then you turn around and realize Reese is behind you. Just
Yeah, yeah.
push.
Yep. You just push the tweaker over and
As you all have just started to descend, Valdez stage whispers, basically, so that you all can hear. There's a hatch halfway down. Leads to the spillways. If we go all the way down, it takes us straight to the reactor. It's your call. One's more direct.
Carpenter's wall running all the way down. He doesn't even hear any of this.
Ah, shit. What did you have? God, I gotta write down your new name. Holy crap! Sorry about that. I need to write down your new name.
Wilson.
Anthony Wilson.
Oh, I forgot to mention to you all, but this is relevant. Each one of you, prior to rappelling down, just right here at the top, right before you got secured, you were also given and suited up with hazard suits and headlamps. The hazard suits are for the radiation.
Ah.
And as part of the process, when Novikov is securing you all, he lets you know, don't let it fucking get cut, eh? Wouldn't want that getting in there.
Oh, and this may be worth mentioning. Wiz, when you got when I gave you the last of my gear, there was a patch kit in there.
Oh,
So I assume we're going straight down because Doc Carpenter went straight down.
That's true, but there would eventually be a limit where you'd have to start slowing down. I will say, as you all start rappelling, you will start to notice that there are clinging to the walls of this chimney of the reactor. There are occasional large forms, bulbous and fleshy, that are just attached at different places along these walls.
I'm gonna slow down and start to sneak check.
Noted, so you're slowing down.
Yep.
Dr. Carpenter, I see your hand.
I am still running blind. Dr. Carpenter has a death wish at this point. He's somehow been unscathed, hurt, and killed other people. Doesn't care.
So there's a moment where most of the group had started to descend before Dr. Carpenter, the Marines leading the way, and we see as he goes flying past, and Novikov looks towards Valdez with just a big smile on his face, and Valdez just gives a don't you fucking do it style face. And as some of you start to slow down, to move quieter, the end of your line eventually forces you, Dr. Carpenter, to slam into the wall. And those of you up here see as Valdez and the Marines just look down at this loud echo. And they exchange looks, the spotlights from the headlamps flicking all over this place, causing haphazard visibility. And as headlamps flash the direction of this bubbling, grotesque sound, we see as one of those large bulbous shapes is splitting open, and legs are climbing out. And with you all, your lives literally hanging by a thread in this moment, that's where we'll pick up next time, I think.
No!
I knew you were gonna do it too. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We know the.
Don't pass the moment when you find the moment.
Go buff yourself.
Fuck yes, I love this game.
Our scientist is
I'm having
unhinged.
too much fun.
Thank you for listening to episode 3 of Another Bug Hunt, a Mothership adventure. If you want to listen to more of our games, we have 2 current campaigns getting released simultaneously for you to sink your figurative teeth into. The Wild Beyond is a Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign using the Wild Beyond the Witchlight module, but featuring heavy homebrew. It's a heartwarming, sometimes tear-jerking adventure in the Feywild. The City of the Crimson Tower is a story set in a noir city controlled by a powerful vampire, a Savage Worlds retelling of the Curse of Strahd story, with a heavy emphasis on horror and emotional damage. So yeah, that's what we've got. Go listen to it if you want. Thanks.